What's going on, everybody? I'm here right now at the some of the old soccer fields I used to train at. I just wanted to get out and film this podcast. I was going to do it inside, but it was kind of cold in there. It's really nice out, middle of July. So just wanted to get outside, do a little walk and talk. Talk about something that I learned, or I guess came to realize a couple of days or maybe a week or two ago. That's been on my mind, that I've just been feeling the need to share, via speaking rather than by writing about it. It's not much. It's just a little something that I've done that has something I guess I've adjusted that's changed my life pretty significantly recently. So I mean, most people probably don't keep up exactly with what's been going on in my life, so I'll just provide a little bit of context. So recently I have come home. I've been living at home with my family, and I just started a new. It's sort of a job. It's not technically a job, but I'm selling life insurance now. So I have something I do every day where I make money, or at least try to make money. So I'm in much more of a routine right now, and I have more to do. I just have there's more tasks. There's more whatever crap for me to get done in the day than before, because I just have more things that I could be doing to progress myself in whatever way I need to progress myself each day. And so as a result, I've been falling behind, I guess, in some other departments, particularly in like how much time I spend writing, how much time I spend reading, how much time I am able to spend with my family. And I changed something recently that has helped me a lot. So, in essence, what I've been trying to do this whole time, what we're all really trying to do, as we're all trying to progress, we're all trying to get ahead. And a lot of the time, especially, I guess, before you learn this or when you're younger, you think that you've got to do as much as possible. You got to spend as much time doing whatever it is you've got to do to move yourself forward, in order to move the needle forward. And I've learned recently that that's not exactly what you ought to be doing. Because the problem is that any sort of routine, any sort of lifestyle in which you build up the habit of doing as much as you possibly can every single day is ultimately unsustainable. What's going to happen is that you're going to keep on pushing yourself more and more to do more and more, and then you're going to have to get to the next part of your day, and you're going to have less time to do that thing. And so ultimately you're going to find yourself rushing to do certain things that ultimately you have to do in order to live a sustainable lifestyle. So I'll give you an example. I'll contextualize this in terms of what I've been experiencing, what I've been going through, what I've done to adjust my routine and my lifestyle. So every day I wake up, I go to the cafe, I write at the cafe for however long, and then I come home, eat some food, and then I sell life insurance. After I sell life insurance, and maybe throughout this period of time when I'm selling, I'll be doing some other things like taking care of my laundry or finishing up a post that I hadn't finished up, or watering my tomatoes, walking the dog, so on and so forth. At the end of that period of selling, I'll go to the gym. After the gym, I come home, I try to sell a little bit more. I try to, I eat dinner, and then I try to read a book and go to bed. And so what's happened, or what was happening, was that I ended up, because I was pushing each session a little bit longer than I probably needed to. So instead of leaving the cafe at 10 o'clock, I would leave the cafe at 11:30 or 12 o'clock. And instead of going to the gym at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I would go to the gym at 5 o'clock. And ultimately, I wouldn't finish eating dinner until 9 o'clock or 9:30. And then I tried to read a book, and I was too tired. I would maybe get 10 minutes of reading in. I would fall asleep. My day, even though I pushed it to the max, even though I felt like I was working super hard, I pushed my output to the max, or at least that's what it felt like in each department. I ultimately wasn't getting done everything that I needed to get done. And so I felt a little, I guess you could say, incomplete. I wasn't satisfied. I realized that my routine wasn't sustainable. I realized that if I kept up with what I was doing, I wasn't going to get to where I wanted to go. Because ultimately, I wasn't getting done everything that I needed to get done. And so what I've started doing recently is less. I've started doing less of what I should, or I guess whatever it is I'm doing in the moment. I've been, instead of leaving the cafe at 11:30, I'm leaving at 10 o'clock or 9:30. Instead of going to the gym at 5 o'clock, I'm going to the gym at 3 o'clock. Instead of wrapping up my calls at 8 p.m. or 7:30 p.m., I'm wrapping them up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. What this does is it allows me to progress into the next portion of my routine. Well, I guess it does multiple things. Number one is that it allows me to progress into the next, I guess you could say, section of my routine more quickly. And so ultimately, I get to that end portion of my day after I eat dinner, after I brush my teeth, and it's, instead of it being 9:30 or 10 o'clock, it's 8:30, 8:45, maybe 9 o'clock. And so now I have an hour, or maybe even more on some days, to actually read a book. And I guess for me, that would be like wrapping up my day and putting a bow around it, and making me feel, I guess, like I've actually done everything I needed to do, that I've checked off all those boxes that I needed to check off in order to feel like I had a complete day. So I've been doing less, but I've been progressing more. The other thing that this does is that it intensifies the quality of every single session. And it magnifies the intention with which I engage in each session. So I know, and it also helps me focus on doing higher leverage tasks. So instead of trying to write for 3 hours and then kind of edit and, end up falling into some existential vortex of thought. Instead of meandering and kind of wallowing, I'm in the cafe. And also, not to mention, by the way, because I'm going to bed earlier, because I'm winding down when I want to be winding down, I'm actually waking up earlier. But nevertheless, I get to the cafe. Let's say I get there a little earlier now, at the very least a little more well-rested. I get there and I'm writing, I'm doing my thing, and I'm doing it with intention. And I finish doing that task, I move on to the next task, because I'm making a habit of shortening everything that I'm engaging in and engaging with it more intentionally. So I shorten that thing, I move on to the next thing, which would probably be editing a document. I edit whatever it is I got to work on. I move on to the next thing, which would be like, for me, that would be like marketing my newsletter, which basically just means like engaging with other people on Substack. And so by that time, it's only 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30. I've done 3 hours of super high, what would this be? In my post yesterday, or maybe if I post this tomorrow, it will be my post 2 days ago. I talked about doing momentous tasks that make me feel like I'm actually moving forward, or that actually move me forward significantly compared to whatever, vacuuming the living room. I've just now had 3 hours of super momentous work, and then instead of trying to prolong that session, I cap it off. I say, I've done everything I needed to do for this session. I'm going to now move into the next portion of my day. Even though I probably could put more time into this today, it'll be more effective for me to move into the next session of my routine, refresh my brain at the very least, get on with what I need to do next. So now I have more time. So ultimately, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the time, I think especially if you listen to people on the internet, they're going to tell you you got to work. And this is everything I'm saying right now is very related to what I wrote about yesterday. So I highly encourage you to read my post from yesterday, which, as I'm talking about this right now, yesterday was the 22nd. I don't know if I'm going to be posting this today or tomorrow, but anyway, read the thing that read the thing that I posted on the 22nd, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people are encouraged by people on the internet, and these people know a lot more than me. So, take my words with a grain of salt. But the fact is that a lot of people are encouraged to spend as much time possible moving themselves forward. And not that they shouldn't be doing that, but that they need to, in order to actually build a lifestyle of moving forward and truly accomplish and realize their vision and their dreams and their goals, that it has to be sustainable. And it's not going to be sustainable if you feel every single day like you're not getting everything done that you need to get done. If you feel like every single day you're chronically falling short of what you want your day to be, then you need to change something. And that's not doing more. That's usually doing less. It just means that you need to use your time more wisely, more intentionally. You don't need to be in the gym unless you're trying to be a world-class bodybuilder. You don't need to be in the gym for 3 hours. You can go for 45 minutes and probably get the exact same, if not a much more effective workout than what you've been getting before. I think that there's become this new stigma, or this new, it's almost become honorable to tell people how, that you're putting in 10 hours of work a day or 12 hours of work today, and that if you're not doing that much, then you're not doing everything you could be. And like I said in my post yesterday, well, there will be times when you actually have to put in that amount of work. Ultimately, that's unsustainable for most people. You're not going to feel, you're going to feel like you're suffocating if you're rushing through every single day trying to do as much as you possibly can. So I think the strategy of doing less, of ending whatever it is you're doing today just a little bit earlier so that you can do it again tomorrow, and so that you can move on, because everyone has things that they have to do in life. And so if you give yourself the wiggle room to address those things, then you're going to give yourself more room to address those higher leverage tasks, I guess is a way to put it. So, I don't know. I just wanted to ramble about that a little bit. I think it's helped me a whole lot. It's something that I think a lot of people miss out on. It's something that, I don't know, it was probably like my biggest problem recently. Like I felt like I was just not getting to where I wanted to go because I was always going to bed feeling incomplete. And now I'm maybe spending a little bit less time writing, but my writing sessions are more intentional. I may be spending an hour or two or even 3 or 4 hours less on certain days dialing, because I'm selling life insurance now. But when I am dialing, I'm intent about it, and I'm focused, and I'm not wasting my time because I'm not forcing myself to be there. I actually want to be there. And when I'm at the gym, I do what I need to do, and I get out. And then I come home, and I don't feel like I'm running around still at 7 o'clock at night because I still have 2 hours of stuff to get done. And so then I wake up in the morning more excited because I know, I don't know, I'm just more excited about my day, whatever. So if you feel like every single day you're going to bed incomplete, if you feel every single day like you weren't able to do everything you wanted to do, if you feel like you're not progressing as much as you think you could be progressing, but you're also at the same time doing everything you could be doing to progress, or you feel like you're already doing, maximizing the amount of time you put into whatever it is you're doing, then perhaps what you need to do is ease off the gas pedal a little bit, back up, and focus on doing less with more intent and intensity, and give yourself that breathing room to do those other couple of things that you feel you need to do each day. So I don't know if this made any sense. I hope it did. I rambled there, but it's okay. It's a beautiful day out. I obviously have more stuff coming out, as I always do. Would love to hear from anyone who has thoughts or ideas or questions in the comments. And I will see you guys again soon.